What I wanted to talk about tonight is what happened on campus. 2 weeks ago, someone approached me when I was alone. He was a male in his 20s, and he started with a compliment and then started asking me tons of personal questions and basically was trying to get me alone with him, whether if he can come with me to wherever I was going next or if I can just leave campus with him. He was very pushy about it, very aggressive. He didn't pick up on any of my social cues, trying to let him know that I'm uncomfortable with this. He wasn't listening to me saying no many times, and I just kept trying to leave him, and I finally did. 2 days ago, the same thing happened with a different guy this time, but the exact same line of questions, starting with a compliment, then getting into those questions, then trying to get me alone and away from the crowd. It was the exact same thing, but a different person. The first one was an Asian male in his 20s. The second one that happened 2 days ago was, again, a male in his 20s. This time he was of Indian origin, so it could be pretty much any guy at this point. I just want to mention that I was able to realize that the second guy was following me throughout the lobby because I could see him in the corner of my eye following me, and then I also confirmed it because I was watching him through the reflection of the building. And so when I stopped walking, he stopped walking, and when I continued walking, he continued walking. The fact that they both had the exact same script, that seemed very rehearsed both times. They weren't listening to me. They were trying to isolate me from the crowd. It's pretty safe to assume that they're working together. It wasn't a normal encounter either of the times. Both times I felt very uncomfortable and very, tons of red flags going off. My goal with letting you guys know about this is because I think everyone needs to know what's going on. It's especially what happened in Montreal at the shopping malls. I don't know if you've been aware, but there are groups of men targeting women who are alone for purposes of human sex trafficking. My concern is that they have moved from shopping malls and now they're going straight onto university campuses where there's so many women on these campuses and a lot of them are walking alone. What I did is I told Concordia about the situation. I got them to increase security in a specific building on campus because this happened both times in the same building in the same lobby. So now they've increased security in that building. They are also going to be reviewing my incident report and possibly telling the rest of the student body, but that might take a while. There's just a lot of documents and papers that have to get shuffled around by people. So what I did today is I spoke to one of my professors that I had last semester, and she has an email list of over 1,000 women, and I told her I want to use your contact list and send out a blast email warning all the women on campus about this, and that if they're approached by men who are following the exact same script, and I wrote down the script for her that happened both times, if they're trying to isolate them or they're really pushy and aggressive, to really just be aware that this can end up in a very potentially dangerous situation. There's only so much I can do on my end. I've already submitted reports about it. I've increased the security on campus in that building, and I'm getting a blast email sent out to over 1,000 women in one shot. But that's not enough. There's way more women on campuses, but I'm afraid that this isn't going to reach all those other women, so please tell your friends about this. Safety of women on campuses is all of our jobs. Thank God nothing happened to me, but what if something happened to someone else and it was too late to report it? Or what if something happens tomorrow or even next week to another woman who wasn't aware that this is going on? It seems like these guys go to university, but they don't. I asked them, are you a university student here? And they said no. So these people are not students, and they're on campus talking to university students who are women and are alone and trying to get them alone. And if they were to go up to you and they're complimenting you, asking you questions, trying to get to know you, trying to ask you out, trying to ask you to go with them somewhere, someone might just interpret that as someone being friendly. But there were so many red flags with the way it went down and the fact that it happened twice with the same script with a different person to be a coincidence. It's not a coincidence at this point. This is a rehearsed, organized group. Women who go to university, please keep your eyes and your ears open and tell your friends about this.